I think we're live. Everybody's here for a mappening, a mappening, a mappening. Everybody's here for a mappening. Gonna take a drink of tea. Nice. All right, so decided this morning it would be a good time to do a little mappening this afternoon. So sorry for the lack of advance notice for everybody in terms of planning ahead, but you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. I did give, like, to be fair, a whole hour's notice. So impromptu, maybe not the best word for it, even though that's kind of how I describe it. I'm working on a map, guys. Here's one thing I started doing. Keeping track of my hours here. You can see there. Just to try to make sure I'm charging fairly for the client and for myself. I've not been very faithful in that, but you can see that so far I've put in this map about a little over 3 hours in. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be, I don't know, a 10-15 hour map. I'm not sure, but here we are. Michael Phillips in the house. Hey, Michael. I saw you commented on Facebook, and I told Michael, finally, a Europe-friendly time. So yeah, once in a while I do manage to stream it at a reasonable hour for the European folk. Let's see here. All right, gotta get my stuff together here. All right. So this is a map that I started on the Mappening 14. You guys might have caught that on December 23rd, pre-Christmas. And now here we are, pre-New Year's, working on the same map. I've made a little progress here. So what have I done since last time? Main things is I finished the mountains. So kind of tried to stick to the same style. I ended up going a little more craggy down here than I was over here. So that is, yeah, it is what it is, and I think it's still, I had to kind of adjust them. I had to go back and make these a little less craggy, a little less jagged, if you will, rocky, and did some mountains, excuse me, down here as well, and yeah, and then I did the forests, and you may notice I did a kind of a parchment effect, and parchment effect here. Hey, we got people showing up. Awesome. So what I did here is I decided, I mentioned on the Mappening 14 last Saturday that I was thinking about making my own. And I actually looked around and decided, you know what, I'm not going to do that this time. I couldn't find the tutorial that I at one point had found for how to do that. So if anyone knows of any good tutorials on how to make your own kind of like aged paper parchment look, I'd be very interested in starting to do that myself a little bit. But this one I actually combined a couple. So you can see here I found some more free for commercial use ones out there, and I downloaded them. So I've got a folder full of these things, and I should publish somewhere some links to some of them. But yeah, let's see. So I got one here that's pretty light. So let me go back up to, okay, that was at 42%. So here's one of them. It looks very canvassy, right? It's kind of got these, I don't know, the little stipples, almost like squares. So I thought that was a little too heavy. So I cranked it down to 42, and then I got some more papery ones in the background below. And I actually got two of them because I flipped it because I didn't like some of the way the wrinkles were showing through. And this one was pretty white, so I kind of colored it a little more brown, darkened it a bit. So yeah, that's what I did there, and I like the way it turned out. So if we turn this back on, you can get a little bit of that canvassy effect too, which I do like. Hopefully the client likes it too. Forests, I'm not totally committed to this style yet, so I probably won't be doing a whole lot of work on the forests right now. And I'll ask the client if he would prefer the individual tree style, which I've done quite a bit of in the past. But yeah, all right, let's get caught up in the chat here. We've got Meme Hunter, yay, fellow Washingtonian. All right, go Washington. I'm in Michigan now, but from Washington originally, and it's where my heart will always be. Timorum Games, Space Champy, welcome. Thanks, Travis. And back to the old style forest. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to stick with here. Oh, this might be... Is this my client right here? Critical Masterpiece? I can't remember. I think it might be. Let me check. Let me not share my email with everyone publicly first. Let's see. I have this a lot where I'm like, hey, is this my client in the chat? Anyway, let's see. Wolfie's in the house. Jordan, what's up? No time for mapping, but glad to see this. Yeah, well, thanks, man. And Yannick, yes, finally a stream that's not at 2 a.m. So yeah, happy to oblige when it works out. I've got my daughter's taking a nap. One of my sons is at a friend's house, and my other son is upstairs playing Zelda Breath of the Wild. So yeah, I'm in good. Although I really part of my heart is upstairs with Zelda up there, but no, I had to take advantage of this opportunity. We've been playing a lot of Zelda, so I could use a break. Alec Visser in the house, what's up? Okay, we're gonna get to work here. Oh, one thing I should do real quick is, thank you, patrons. I think I got the right banner this time. Last time I had the wrong one. Hopefully I spelled everyone's name right. That's the other thing. It's always like one of those last minute things I do is like, oh, I should thank the patrons, and I gotta quick type in their names, and sometimes I make errors. So, Dungeon Master 6 from England, Matt Lennington, thanks for your support. We got a couple patrons in the house. So far I see 3 patrons here. And Bo, it is you. Awesome Critical Masterpiece. Good. So yeah, tell me what you think of the trees. And I decided I'm going to try this style just because I haven't done it in a while. But to me, they look a little too spiky, and I might try to either tone them down a little bit and make them a little more clumpy rather than spiky, or do the individual tree style, which I'm totally happy to do with. I think it looks great. You can check out my portfolio. You've probably seen the last couple maps I've done. So you don't have to say it in the chat or anything if you don't want to. Just shoot me an email or think about it. And I can, if you want me to send you some pictures later, I can do that too. So, yeah. All right. Alec Visser watching while at work. Get back to work, Alec. Alec actually works at my work. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to out you. I'm gonna call somebody right now and tell them to leave you alone so you can watch the Mappening. All right, cool. Well, let's get going. But yeah, I want to thank the patrons. Matt Lennington in the house, Alec Visser. We got Michael Phillips and possibly some other patrons who I'm missing. But thank you guys for your support. And wow, back to the Mappening banner. All right. So to work on here. I think things that I have to do yet. I have quite a few settlements left, and then I've got tons of like terrain effects and stuff. If you guys remember, I've got this really great reference map here, which I'm gonna I'll put up at the top here so we can just see it for a second. This was the reference map that my client sent me. So Critical Masterpiece, awesome work on this map, and yeah, definitely probably the best map that I've gotten from a client in terms of having a reference. It's like super helpful. So appreciate that. And let's put that back down here now. There we go. And you can see I've kind of stuck to it, but I did get my forest off a little bit there. That's okay. I think that'll work. Anyway, gonna get back to doing some settlements, I think is what we'll do. So I'm going to do them all by hand. I thought about like copying them, but I think I'm going to do them all by hand and see how that goes. And for the most part, try to keep the similar style though, not doing individualized, like every city is unique. Some clients want that and pay for that, but this is kind of the more simple iconic style, which I really dig. And it was my original style in the map drawing series. Aaron, welcome. Thanks for joining. Happy you can be here. And Josh Bingham, what's up? All right. So we're gonna do this. I will do some notes here for settlements first. So let's do new layer. We're gonna go settlement notes. Settlement notes. And I'm gonna just kind of write in village. Village, town, city, etc. All right, so here we've got a village. I'm sorry, that's a town. So we'll do a T for town. Town. What else do we have here? Critical masterpiece. What's this thing? What's the icon in the middle of this island here? That would help if you are still around. I can draw something there. Or maybe it's a X marks the spot treasure map. This is going to be a city. This is going to be a town. Town. City. City. And I'm just, whether they're cities or towns, these are the icons I'm drawing. I'm pretty much sticking with what he gave me here. This one is going to be a village, city. Got a city up here. And also, what is Madorn? Is that like a mine or a cave or a dungeon site? Critical masterpiece. And then we've got a city here. For now, I'll just do a little something like that there. And I can do pretty much, but it looks kind of like my mine icon that I often use. All right. I think that's going to do it for now. So we'll go ahead and hide this so I can have a little bit of a clean slate there. And we'll crank the opacity down on my notes. There we go. Just a slight reference there. Jordan Blyler says, I'm going to make a map now. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Draw a map with me. All right. And then, yeah, so that's helpful. Now, I might not draw those right now, but it's helpful to have those. One thing I'm noticing here is I did a little dock here by this little fishing village. Maybe I'll do another one, but for now I'm going to stick with that. And I should probably get my water shade layer and erase. Zooming way in here. Cool. Okay, so the island is an abandoned city. Cool. So maybe I'll make some ruins there. That's yeah, I like that. All right. Now I'm looking here, and it looks like we've got some swampy stuff. So I'm gonna we'll do a new layer, and we'll do like terrain, we'll call it. Terrain. And go in and do some swampiness down here. All right, cool. Nope, that's going to be my more grassy style, so let's do more of a... Let me make sure my sensitivity is working. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. All right, so to swampify this region, what I usually do is do this kind of thing. And these are kind of, I imagine them like cat's tails or we used to have like skunk plants. Skunk cabbage, that's what they were called. I think one time I was drawing these and I called them skunk weed and everyone made fun of me. Some skunky weed. Skunk cabbage. Kind of smell like skunk. They didn't smell good, I'll tell you that. Western Washington had a lot of them. I haven't seen too many of those out here in Michigan. That one got away from me a bit. Go. And maybe I'll do some little kind of wavy things too, is what I often do. Something like that. And we'll do some away from the plants too here. Just on their own. Alright, not bad. Cool. Cut up in the chat here. Madorn is a very small village. Okay, cool. So I'll put this as a village settlement notes. There we go. Nice. And what were we on? We were on terrain. There we go. Make sure I was actually drawing that on terrain. Yep, I was. Let's see. Excuse me. Josh Bingham asks, are you using some sort of drawing tablet to do this? Crazy skill? No, I'm not crazy skill with the mouse. Yeah, I'm using a Wacom Intuos Pro. I have links for a lot of my stuff in the video description if you guys want to check that out. I also added, because last time I didn't realize I didn't have Jared Blando's book, How to Draw RPG, Fantasy Art and RPG Maps is the name of that book, and it's a really good one. So I put a link to that in the description too. All Amazon affiliate links, which has been a really helpful source of income lately for the channel here. I know a lot of channels, YouTube channels, actually make more on that stuff than they do on YouTube. That's not true of me, but you know, I can imagine someone who's like doing camera reviews and some of that stuff. That's supposed to be really, really decent income for YouTubers. Yes, Critical Masterpiece, I will absolutely do the individual trees. This was kind of a quick job, just trying out some things, so, yep, noted, shall do. In fact, right now I'm going to kick down the opacity on my forests. Oh, there they are. Just as a reminder to myself to kind of keep those footprints in mind, but redo them. Alright, cool. Two Cookies says, draw a sexy babe. Probably not. Oh, wrong layer. It's a good thing I had my opacity down so I realized it. I do that so much, and so part of me has wondered, like, why do I mess with all the layers? But it's sort of a just-in-case sort of thing. And now, for example, because I have my trees and my coastlines on different layers, it's super easy to just get rid of my trees, right? My forests, and just boom, without having to like worry about erasing around my coastline. So for now I do stick with layers, but I have actually gone crazier than I need to in the past and just like been like, no, don't need all these layers. This is not, at some point it's prohibitive, not helpful. All right, let me mess with something on my end here, guys, sorry. What I was hoping to do, oh, here we go. Me Color asks, I'll just call you me. Meal. Pre-made brushes. No, I hand draw them every time. I don't do the brushes. But you can make some really good maps look at, that way. And I've thought about selling some of my own brushes, like making some of my own and selling them. But you know, there are some really good Photoshop packs of like just mapping brushes. Still takes some artistry to use them well, I think. Definitely. All right, now. I wish there was an easy way to see. What I like to see is how many people are viewing. Call me like egotistical and whatever, but it is nice to know. Just nice to track that. Okay, 33 watching now. There, I got it up on my screen permanently, I hope. 34. Oh, we just went up. See, now I'm obsessed. If you guys want to tweet out the link, that always helps. You can find the Twitter link down in the video description for me on Twitter. I am weedifying all these little water things, and I didn't want to do that. Excuse me, cabbageifying. All right, let's zoom out a little bit and just kind of see how that looks. It's looking pretty good. Might have a few too many of these, so I'm gonna just get rid of one or two here. And just do some also kind of very light wispy lines around. Alright, so that's looking pretty righteously swampy. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll do like even thinner. So if I reduce my brush size, I think I actually have it set on my tablet here. Let me try this. Something like this can sometimes look alright. So I'll try a little of that. It's kind of these winding little paths of water. Yeah, I kind of like that. Very thin, barely visible. I think that gives it a little more of a swampish feel. Maybe I'll fine tune them later, but I like it. All right, now a little bit right here. Cool. All right, so I think that's gonna be pretty good for now. Now I gotta remember that my trees need to go a little bit higher here, like up to the swamp, and this river is actually going to go into that forest. Okay. Other terrain stuff here. Let's see. Hey Dave, welcome. Do I still do maps on paper? Yeah, I've only ever done 2 maps, 3 I would say, straight digitally now. This is probably my 3rd or 4th straight digitally, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm getting better at that and just building my confidence with that. These mountains, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. It was all just free-handed on the drawing tablet. So trying to build my confidence with that because there's so many advantages to going straight digital. But no, I haven't abandoned paper. Still definitely do that from time to time. Okay. My question for you, Critical Masterpiece. What is this town called right here? I don't see a name. I'm happy to name it, or we can let people in the stream name it. Yeah. But I'm assuming this is a swamp too. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And we'll do some of that here while we're in the swamp mode. Okay, I need to up my brush size to 8 just for the sake of consistency with my other swampy area. So yeah, I kind of do these little almost pitchfork looking things, but those are, in my mind, they're skunk cabbage. I can smell it now. Reminds me of laser tag and slingshots and BB guns. Things I used to do at friends' places in woodsy, swampy areas. So these rivers here, I'm not sure if they start here or end here. Oh, there's my wife. I'm going to answer it live on the stream. Here we go. Hello? Hey, can I call you back? I'm live streaming. Yeah. Alrighty, bye. I should have put her on speakerphone and not told her. Alright. So we'll do some, let's see, that's too much. I didn't reduce my brush size for that. Let's see here. Critical Masterpiece says... so I'm talking about the one right here by the swamp. Yeah. Second, yes, that is a swamp leading out of the lake. Yeah, so the city right, the town right here. I did not see it labeled. All right, so... Did someone ask... Skunk cabbage, it's what's for supper. I like that, Dave. Yeah. Oof, no. Not good. Oh, and there's my friend Colin. Phone is blowing up here. I'll call him back later. My wife would understand me subjecting her to the live stream. A friend, this friend, probably not. I saw someone saying that they would love to see me do some villages, and yeah, I'll do a village or two in a little bit here. Okay, so now I'm thinking I should do the brush not working. Come on, there we go. Brush size. Still not working. Come on, brush size. Gimme. I'm putting it on brush size. And now I'm turning the wheel. And it is not going. Oh, I bet you it's because I have that selected up there. Okay, try this. Sometimes I have weirdness in Photoshop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was because I had something else selected maybe. I don't know. Still feel like a bit of a Photoshop noob sometimes. Have to look a lot of stuff up, and there's a lot of things I don't know. There's probably a lot of things I could do to make maps look better that I don't because just haven't learned it yet. Okay, we're going to do also some little, whoops, a little too dark there. Little wavy lines here. Two Cookies says, I also want to add that all the D&D 5e classes and races, as well as some of the new quests in neural network to artificially generate new original quests. I'm not quite making sense of what you're saying. Sorry. All right. Wispy, swampy lines. This one I don't like. Not sure what happened there. There we go. Okay. Pretty good for that. And, yeah. Let's see. Friend who called me was my friend who's going to be helping me with the drywall here in the basement to finally finish up my office / studio space here. So I hope he's not calling to say I can't make it. But that would be fine. All right. I'm thinking that'll do it for that swamp for now. Looks like I do need to add a few more just kind of wavy-ish lines here. Them little terrain lines. Now right now these kind of really stand apart, but I'm planning to do a lot of texture all over the ground in this map. So right now it's looking like, ooh, those swamps are sticking out, but they'll kind of blend in a bit more once I start doing a lot of that. Yep. Let's see here. Alex Popa says, hey Nate, so you're making swamps in this map. Have you thought of introducing Cranugmen as part of the swamps or some of the Ovanik tribes? No, I have not used either of those monsters, but yeah. Okay, Critical Masterpiece. This is called Fallen Crest here. Cool, I'm going to mark it on my paper copy. Thank you. So this town is Fallen Crest. Fallen Crest, there we go. Boom. We're in business. All right. And then, yeah, maybe we can now draw a town or village or two. So usually if I'm doing like a small village, like over here, we'll go to settlements. And yeah, the delay between the chat is pretty big, guys. It's, I don't know, 30 seconds or so, I'd say. I'm guessing. All right, now I want to keep it roughly the same scale as my other one here. Okay, so we'll just kind of, I'll block it in. All right, zooming in here. And then I do a pretty cartoonishly big roof on these things. And I probably should start with that, but I wanted to just get some walls to get a sense of keeping the scale the same as my other one. And I actually want to make it even bigger here. There we go. We'll just shade all this in. I'm doing mostly silhouette style here. So just all blocked in. Little window. And an adorable little chimney. And then we can, you know, you can do a little other stuff here. Like sometimes I'll do a little fence or something, and then maybe a little shed. Let's see, shed like this or something. And it looks a little crappy when you're zoomed in real close, but this is going to be zoomed out a lot. We're not going to see it that well. So there you go, little village there. Now it looks a little bit big compared to my other one, so now you can just, the advantage of working digitally. Command T, whoops, Command T, there we go, not Command R. And, well, come on. Shrink it down a tad. Enter. Control D. Alright. And that's, yep, that's pretty similar in size now. And then usually I would just make some terrain lines. Oop, get my brush back. There we go. Some terrain in here. Kind of make it feel like it's on some ground. And there we go. Nice. I dig it. And a little village there. I might fill in more of that later because these are like totally blocked in, and these ones look a little bit different because of that. But yeah, Eric from Bloat Games is here. Hey man, how's it going? Eric, in case you guys don't know, is the publisher of a number of cool things, but the most recent one that I backed was Dark Places and Demogorgons, which is a pretty cool looking little RPG, OSR style, but Stranger Things style a little bit. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat here. Dave Webb, the map is looking awesome. Well, thank you. I'm digging it so far. All right, then here we've got city. So I'm gonna. This one I noticed on the map does not have any flags necessarily, so I'll kind of stick with that. A little more of a fortressy look. At least that's how I perceive it when I don't see a flag. It just looks a little more fortressy. I need to get my brush a little bigger here. Go up to size 8. There we go. A little higher. Okay. Definitely freehanding on the tablet sometimes is still not as good as I could do on paper, but then I can just undo, which is nice. Like, nope, I don't like the way that went. Oh, come on. I think I'm pushing that little button on my tablet. On my stylus. There we go. Notice the other one I was way zoomed in because I was doing little tiny details like a door, and this one I'm kind of zoomed out, so. I like to flare out the edges a bit. There we go. Oh. And I'm going to make these go a tad. All right. It's looking pretty good. And then we'll do that sort of thing. And there we go. Maybe we'll do some little windows here. Make my eraser smaller. My eraser point is so blunt that it's hard to trial and error. There we go. Nope. Nope. Okay, good enough. So let's zoom out here. See how that looks. I might still do some flags actually. I think I like the little flags. Starships and Steel, welcome, man. Do I ever make just city or village maps? No, not really. It's something that people have been asking for videos on, and it's something I love to do. Just time. Time to, first of all, like make my own. You know, I haven't made them, so I'm not ready to start like doing videos on teaching people before I've actually done one myself. Hear my son thumping around upstairs. Not sure if you guys hear the earthquake. Okay, that's going to be good enough for now. Flags look a little bit funky there. Not going to be good enough for now. Let's flatten this out here. Shave a little bit off, make it thinner. Okay. That's probably going to be better. Yeah, that's a little better. All right. And then we can make some ground terrainy business. Cool. Diggable. All right, so we did a city and a village there. Yeah, so more fortressy, he says. Yep. I hope that looks more fortressy, but happy to work with you on making it even more. You know what we could do? Make it a little more. Even something a little bit like that. Letting my pen get away from me a little bit here. Okay, gonna be good enough for now. Cool. Oh. No. I think I just undid something. Step forward. There we go. Okay. Trying to hit zoom out. And all right, cool. And then, yeah, maybe since we've got trees down that we want to do the other style, the individual tree style, we'll just go ahead and start some of those here. Yeah. Normally I'd be doing this a lot more systematically, and I'd be doing like all the trees, all the, you know, whatever it is. And but for the sake of variety, I like to show you guys many different things here. So could do some mountain shading too, but I think we will save the shading for a little later. All right. Yeah. So for trees, when I'm doing the individual style, what I usually do, what I think I will do on this one is, actually, let me just check out a couple recent maps to see what I did here. But I think what I'll end up doing is something like this. It's pretty much how I tend to do it. Shade in the trunk, and just kind of. So usually I would tend to just start drawing little triangles everywhere, and try to vary them, not keep them all the same, and don't worry too much about making them perfect, but just try to. That one's a little too wide. Some of them are a little more rounded, some of them a little more pointy. And yeah, let's now get rid of the forest here and just kind of go to work. And then I think the thing that really makes them pop when I do them this way is just a little bit of a shadow. Which takes a lot of time to do forest this way, but go. But now, you know, I would usually clean them up a little bit. Like this one got away. That one there. Some of the tips got a little crazy there. That one's a little bigger than the rest, but we'll make some other bigger ones to make up for it. And then just kind of do these little, I usually just do 2 lines like that. And I just find that really adds to it. And I used to think of them as shadows, but I usually do them on the left side when we're on this side of the forest. And I don't know, sometimes just do a little, now that I'm doing more and more terrain, just do them in kind of odd places here and there. And I really like the way it looks. Looks like we need one right here. Make it a little more dense. Then we need some bigger ones. Now I should zoom out before I get too far. It's always important to kind of take a look at the long view. And yeah, I like the way that looks. I like the way that looks quite a bit. All right, get caught up on you chatty chatters here. Hey Nate, can my kids and I get a shout out? We watch your vids together all the time. Mossy Moman and your kids. Thanks for tuning in and watching my videos, guys. And hey, you know, pick up a pencil and draw a map if you don't already. It's fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate you joining me. Josh, see you in a bit. Die by the Dice says, what is your style for the trees? It would be interesting if you used the style from the fantasy map making book. Yeah, you know, I like that style, but I don't know. Just I haven't done too many of the techniques from that book. Definitely taken some cues from some of like the I don't know, like how he does ruins and like these portals that he does and other stuff like that. This is Jared Blando's book, link in the description. And yeah, I'm coming to terms with the fact that that one is just a little too big, and I'm not going to make up for it by drawing other big ones. Oh boy. All right, let's try this again. Let's just get rid of it. Why are you trying to fix it, Nate? It takes 2 seconds to draw a new tree. Okay. Why did I do the trunk first? I am baffling myself. Okay, that's better. Now it looks normal, like the rest. Matt says, thanks for responding to my Facebook message. You saved the campaign, my friend. Hey, cool. I don't know what message that was, but happy to help. Yeah, Christmas break, kids. Yes, I'm on Christmas break too. As a teacher, I'm right there with you guys. It's awesome. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and whatever else I'm missing. Yule. And let's not forget about Festivus. Someone reminded me of that one last time. All right, I'm getting a little too... No, I'm not. Nope. I can go all the way down to these rivers. Yeah. All right, I'm going to be systematic for the sake of speed about this and just do all these first so I'm not... So Jared Blando style, if I remember correctly, he does a little more like that, like a round, like an oval, I think. And then I think he kind of clumps them together, which looks really good, but time, my man. It's a lot of time. I haven't done the like clumped connected forests yet, and I'm a little hesitant to start doing that. There's one cartographer, Devin Rue, who many of you probably know about. She's pretty prolific. Got a good Patreon and all that stuff. She does, man, it's time consuming. She does it all on paper, not digitally, and at least from what I've seen. And just like little cloud forests that are all clumped together and just pretty amazing though. Really cool. So what did everybody get for their holiday gifts, Christmas gifts or whatever? I got yeah, so I've been talking a lot about it, but I got a Nintendo Switch for my kids and me, let's be honest. So we've been playing a lot of Zelda, and that's fun. That was kind of the big thing, so we didn't get too much else because that was significant dollar amount. But I got some new shirts. I'm wearing one of them now. It's like fleecy, fuzzy, awesome. I just need more winter shirts for working down in the basement here. Gets a little chilly. 2 days ago I came down here and the window was open and it was like -3 degrees outside. We have these basement windows that sometimes tend to slide open a little bit, and it was just like cracked open a little bit, but it was enough to be very cold down here, as you might imagine, and frost on the inside of the window too, which was interesting. So yeah, all right, that's looking pretty good, I think. Yeah. Joey says, I got How to Draw Fantasy Art and RPG Maps. Nice, man. Yeah, I like that book a lot. It's just people are looking for a guide. It's a good one. I would say other mapping influences for me. I've been pretty inspired by Hankerin from Runehammer and his map work lately, for sure. Really cool. There we go. Let's see, people are shouting out what they got for Christmas. Starships and Steel, this is -3 Fahrenheit. So yeah, very cold. -3 Celsius is slightly below freezing, but this is like way below freezing. Alex Papa got the Song of Ice and Fire series. Nice, all 5 books, sweet. I have the first one and I have not read it yet, and maybe someday I will. Die by the Dice got a computer. Nice, that's a big gift. Xanathar's Guide, Tomb of Annihilation, and Cheswick's Battle Mat. Man, that's a good Christmas. You got quite the haul. Eric got a 5A Player's Handbook and Monster Manual. He can't believe he made it without them. That's this long without them. Well, you know, better late than never. 2 sets of Game Science dice from Matt Lennington. Oh, and you sent out my holiday gift guide. What a nice guy. I got that weekend quite a bit of Game Science credit, which I'm probably going to invest right back in some Game Science dice because I've been wanting some of the clear ones. So thanks to you for that, for using that link. Helps me not only buy stuff for the channel, but also kind of reinvest in the hobby and support other good companies like Game Science. They're a great company. Matt Lennington also got the fantasy map book. Sweet. Rage Quit, I'm using Photoshop for this one. Bill Mangan got Volo's Guide and Xanathar's Guide. Sweet. I love those books. Both of them are great. Starships and Steel, -20 Celsius until now -30. Yeah, that's cold. So you're right there with us, probably. About, that's about the same. Now we're not routinely that way. Like right now, it's probably about 15. So, yeah. Oh shoot, my friend who was helping me with the drywall, he did text and asked, "Hey, how about in half an hour?" It's like, no, I can't do that. I'm Mappening. Hi Jay. Let's see. Sorry guys, I just gotta respond to this because this guy's helping me out. Dinner. Sorry guys. I'll be sure to post some progress pictures of my office as it's coming together. I might even get to some painting next week if we can finish this thing up. So, might see some new walls. Feel free to send me your color recommendations. Okay, we go. Let's draw some diverging rivers while Nate is looking away. Let's see here. Joseph Wagner says, I got Alec Visser as a roommate. Alex says, I miss you. Hey, well, thanks for tuning in, Joe. Magic cards. Tim Toonstra, welcome to the Mappening. We're up to 42 people. See, Saturday, I had a feeling that Friday afternoon would work out well for a Mappening in terms of getting a few more viewers than usual. A lot of times I do it so late at night that I know people have a hard time tuning in. People on the East Coast are starting to go to bed. All right, let's see where my original forest is here. So I got a ways to go there. I think I'm going to call it good on this forest for now, just to, again, variety is the spice of life. And Could start some mountain shading. But I think I'll draw more. I think I'll do some more of the cities and stuff here. All right, so going with the simple dual tower style. There we go. Little taller. Oh, you know what? This one we're gonna do little parapets or battlements. I don't know what you call them. Not parapets. I think there are several words for these things, but here we go. And let's take a skim on the top here to clean it up. Come on, eraser. Do your erasey thing. Here we go. Pretty good. Make my brush a little smaller for them windows. I really should just use the pen side, but it's easy to flip to the eraser. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that. It's just hard to be precise with the this right here, and there's also a lot of give to it. You can probably see, so that makes it tough. That is much easier. Okay, cool. And then we can even switch back to the brush and flatten the bottom out. There we go. I like that. All right. Cool. And let's see what else we can do. City here. City there. Do a little town here. So let's do another single tower here. And maybe we'll do a little kind of side building. This one is Fallen Crest, it's called. What if, guys, here's a revolutionary idea. What if we planned on a window before we started filling everything in? Wow. Ah! Someone once told me how to turn that off. I don't know if that person happens to be in this chat. But when I press it, sometimes it brings up that menu, and then Photoshop, sometimes it baffles me. All right, cool. And a little flag. Little flag, Nate, little. Cool. Kind of big. All right, sweet. So it looks like people are asking questions here, which is great. Ask away. Let's erase all the mountains and turn them into the single mountain style. Single mountain! I like the ridgeline style. That's up to the client, though. Someone was asking here. Any suggestions on what I should spend a $25 Amazon gift card I got? Man, if you're a gamer. I've been looking at more of the Nulzers. Those are not that cheap on Amazon. The Marvelous miniatures, the new D&D miniatures. I want to get some more of those. I don't have enough unpainted miniatures. I do. Too many. Tim Toonstra, maybe? Tim Toonstra, is that your name? He's saying, wants me to say his last name again. I don't know. I've been around some Dutch people. It sounds Dutch. That seems like that's how you might say it, but I could be wrong. Tynstra? Yeah, so Joey, GIMP, absolutely. You could do all this stuff in GIMP. Just tools are located in different places. There's a few weird things. I find it harder to do text in GIMP, but for the most part, a lot of this stuff is just, it's very similar. So yeah, absolutely. And some of my, excuse me, earlier mappings, you can see me using GIMP and see some of this stuff in action. I would say it was probably around Mappening 8 or 9 where I switched to Photoshop. Don't remember. Greetings from South Africa. Man, Josh, welcome. Drawpad. I recommend the Wacom Intuos. You can find a link in the description. I have two in the video description links. One is the Pro, which I use. I have an older version of it, but it's pretty similar. It's about $300, and then they do have some other ones I have a link to down in the description that I think are around $80. So yeah, you can get a pretty good one for that. I love how you say let's instead of I as to include us in your fancy map. Well, thank you, Die with the Dice. Yeah, that might be a holdover from my Bob Ross viewing. I don't know. What are you using for the background of your map? Yeah, so go search for like aged paper or parchment texture or paper texture. Paper texture is where I found a lot of these. If you just search for that, free paper textures, you can find a bunch, and a lot of them are free even for commercial use, so that's cool. That attempt was pretty damn close, and yes, it's Dutch. Well, thank you. You know, I'm Dutch too by birth, but I don't. Anyway, I have Dutch blood. I'm about 100%. I think I'm 1/16 French, maybe. One of them Huguenot Protestants made his way over to the Netherlands from France at one point. My dad is pretty into genealogy. This was bugging me a little bit. When I'm zoomed out, it looks a little asymmetrical, which there's nothing wrong with a little asymmetry here and there. Maybe that's a little more cartoony than what I'm going for. Okay, cool. And sorry guys, I'm doing a lot of humming and hawing here. Oh, let's do some ruins. Yeah, so down here we have an abandoned city. We're gonna do some ruins. So to do that, a couple of different methods, but the one that I tend to stick with is actually based on the Jared Blando book, and something like this. Usually draw like half a building that's just crumbled, and then a bunch of other crumbly crumbs too. There we go. Just kind of start drawing shapes in and see what works. Flatten out the bottom. We'll do a little window here. Maybe right there. And then back to the brush and do some crumbly crumbs. And then let's do a door here. And I'll clean it up, but something like that. That's a little too wide for what I want, but gives us the idea. Okay. So it's looking rather ruinous. Yeah. And, you know, I'll see if my shoot. See if the client has any input there. On, you know, does it look too crumbly and ruiny? It's an abandoned city, so I don't know if it's necessarily ruins. I'll let him decide that. But it does look crumbling and falling apart. All right, let's see what people are saying. Michael Phillips really likes the parchment effect. Dive of the Dice says, Ancestry DNA results for Nate. 11% French, 2% Dutch, 100% nerdy teacher. Guilty. I like it. Best markers for ChessX battle mats I've heard are like the vis-a-vis wet erase markers. Cannot confirm or deny, but that's what I've heard. I had a ChessX battle mat for about a day. I was disappointed by the size of it for the cost. I got like what I thought was a pretty big one, and then it came in the mail, and I was like, oh, this is not very big. And the bigger one was like pretty expensive, and I'm on a pretty tight gaming budget, so I just thought, you know what? Let's just forget it, because I had also read some things about people having trouble erasing them after a while and them getting kind of hazy. Although I think if you maintain it well and you know what you're doing, that is not a problem. So I should add that I think it's a lot of people who are just leaving the marker on too long was the main problem. Okay, now if I do settlements, get rid of settlements here. I had a feeling. See, this is what I do, guys. This is what I do. I draw things on the wrong layers. Let's go in and fix that. Let's get this on a forest layer. And in fact, I think we need a new forest layer here. So we'll go ahead and cut that. We'll go ahead and paste it into a new layer. Oh, I think I have to do Command-Shift-V. Yeah, there we go. That'll paste it in the same location. And now we can do this. Forests 2. Okay. Good. Where can you buy Nate Rocks? I'm a geologist. I must have... Oh, Bill Mangan. Nate Rocks! There we go. I get it. Thank you. All right, cool. You know what song I have stuck in my head, guys? I started humming a Mappening tune before, like, right when we went live. And I'm trying to take after Hanker Inferno and directly copying what he does in many ways. And one of those things is singing a little song to start the Mappening, to start my live streams. This one was to the tune of Buffalo, what is it? Buffalo Gals, won't you come out tonight? That song from It's a Wonderful Life, which I have not seen in years, and I don't know how that tune was the one. Oh, see, now I'm doing it on Forest 2, guys. Whew. This is what I'm saying. Maybe I should stop all the layering already. Okay. Whew. Drag that to settlements, and then we merge down to settlements. Okay. You guys aren't interested in my Photoshop ineptitude, if that's a word. So sorry. I suppose you will tolerate it for a Mappening. Probably gonna end this thing soon because I gotta pee really bad, and I also should probably call my friend who's offering to help with the Okay, cool. And my daughter's probably going to be waking up pretty soon here. That is also a thing that happens. Nap time is glorious for a parent, but it is not infinite. Got a nice long flowy flag on this one. Pretty good. And then I'm just going to trim it a little bit. There we go. Michael Phillips, you're actually a pretty good singer. Thank you. I tend to be a little pitchy sometimes. You know, I can't keep the tune. I can't sustain a tune for too long. All right, we've got Amrock and Sarja. Armok. There's some cool town names here that my client came up with. I like them. Actually, I think I've done enough of the cities for a little bit here. Maybe we should do some hills. I'm going to put this on my mountains layer, because hills are basically smaller mountains, although I draw them pretty differently in general. Ridgeline mountains here. Yeah, it's not really ridgeline mountains for the hills, but that's okay. We'll put them on the same layer, and I will remember that. In fact, let's just change it to mountains and hills. Whew. So, along the edges of mountains, hills are found. And these are pretty gradual. That one was a little bigger. That one just got messed up. There we go. That's good. Bad. All right, and I shouldn't do too much up here because we are going to have a title that's going to cover a lot of this right here. The Wayward, it's going to be called. It's the name of this world. Just very unique. I like it. And we'll do some hills over here, absolutely. Those ones are a little pointier, and that's fine. Variety, once again. I'm thinking right here, in his little world, there's going to be a little lake. It just seems like the right spot, so we're going to do it. Just a small one. Funny shaped lake. It's a little better. And of course, river off this way. Oh, careful that river. There we go. River out there. And some more hills. But that just seemed like, you know, a good little basin there where these rivers, the mountains go down into the valley. Tim says the Welcome Into Us is something that is within a noob, a budget noob drawer. I would say it is within a noob's budget. Yeah. I mean, I think they're $80 American dollars if you're, but then you've got the Pro, which just has a bigger screen and buttons on it. In general, they're a bigger screen. I wouldn't say it's a bigger screen. No, I think they have the same sizes, but it's a bigger device because you actually have buttons and controls on the tablet, which is kind of nice. So I've got my undo button, I've got my zoom in, zoom out, I've got my brush size here, which I can my zoom out or my undo button, and do all kinds of fun stuff with it like that, rather than having to go back and forth between tablet and keyboard a lot. But you know, you get used to that too. I still go back to my keyboard just because I train myself without a lot of these shortcut keys, so I still end up doing that a lot and not using my tablet as much as I should. I also have the pan on here, which whoops, there I should go. I just hit the undo button, so let's do step forward. There we go. But I've got my pan. There we go. So I can do this. It's like a space bar basically. All right, so that's looking pretty good, getting pretty hilly in there, and then can do more out here. Now this region is very hilly. I think I'll do a few less over here. There tends to be a little more towns and cities, so we'll still do some hills here or there. And now I'm back on the coastline layer. There I go again. Fix it later, maybe, or maybe I won't. Sometimes I draw things on the wrong layer and then I just leave it. It's like, oh, probably won't be a big deal. And if it is, fix it later. Hopefully. All right, we'll do a couple little hills right here. And we don't have to do only foothills by mountains. We can also do some hills in other places. So let's take this region right here, for example. There's not going to be a whole lot going on here, so let's just make some hills. Oh. And again, these are kind of sticking out a lot now, but they will blend in a little bit better once we start getting other terrain effects going on here. So, yeah, I think we're going to call it an end here, guys. If you have any final questions, let me know. But so far, pretty pleased with how this one's going, and you can see the reference map once again here. Well, you can kind of see it there, and I've got it right here. So pretty cool. Any final questions or comments here? Let's get caught up. Die by the Die is really obsessed with the single mountain style. So the hills, yes, they're a single style. Yep. So Shoku says it's kind of new and wondering why I'm creating maps. So this one is a dungeon master actually commissioned me to make this one. So I do some commissions. More information on that at sellswordmaps.com, which is my mapping website. You can see all my maps there if you just go to the My Maps section and check out some of my work. Yeah. Villa Loser says, I'm thinking about making an Alien-esque campaign, the King of Secret Catacombs under the castle, but recently weird noises have been heard from it. Guards on duty there disappeared. Ooh, I like that. That's cool. Michael Phillips, is that a mountain lake up in the northwest? Is it going to get shaded? If so, yes, all the lakes are shaded. Mountain lakes, regular lakes, whatever. So I will be shading that. Yep. Order of the Stick. No, I have not read that webcomic. I've probably seen little bits, but I'm not sure. I will check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. Always dig it. Have you ever played or run Tales from the Yawning Portal? Yes, I have. I have run Sunless Citadel. That's the only one from there that I've run, but I really like that book. Michael Phillips, I'm glad you could catch a stream too, man. Oh, yeah, Joey, that's in my video description. I forgot I put that there. Yargh. I don't know if I spelled yargh right. That's just, yeah. Carl, I am using the Wacom Intuos Pro that is in the video description. That's a little more expensive model with the buttons on there. And then there's also a link to the Wacom Intuos, which used to be called the Bamboo, I believe, and now it's just Wacom Intuos Draw or something like that. That's the cheaper one. But the tablet itself and the stylus, I mean, it's going to be the same. It's just you don't get the inputs on there, as far as I know. And I'm using an older model, probably this might be like a 4-year-old model or something like that. So yeah, I do hope to upgrade to a Wacom Cintiq someday, but those are, the one I want is like between $1,500 and $2,000. So those are really expensive. But those, you know, I could use it as a second monitor right here, and just in my setup here. Sorry guys for motion sickness. But I could use it as a second monitor here and just be drawing right on the screen and kind of tilt it the way I need it, and still have 2 monitors or 3 monitors, who knows. Yeah, so that would be really cool. That's the dream someday, but they're pricey. Saving my pennies. B asks, have you ever considered running another sellsword map competition? Yes, it was in the plans for this summer, and it didn't happen, and I'm kind of bummed about that, but that's the way it goes. And yeah, it just wasn't meant to be. So so hopefully next summer, and I hope to get more people involved in that. I had some people, like, I formed a little like committee sort of thing, and I feel bad like I kind of let them down by just saying, sorry guys, I actually can't do it. It got too crazy. My summer quickly got busy. It would take me really slowing down on commissions, I think. So yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me and hanging out on this Friday. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Happy New Year. I'll be posting soon a kind of a retrospective, a look back at the year and a look ahead at what is to come. And some of that will be, I don't know what's to come. And kind of interested in people's input on that, because I feel, for the most part, like I've had success in a lot of different areas in terms of being able to get map commissions, making a variety of different videos that are, you know, tangentially related. But some of them, like the mapping videos, could be separate from RPGs, and then I've got D&D tutorials, and then I've got reviews, and so I'm trying to think, you know, if I should focus more, and what my focus should be, because I feel like I'm pulled in a lot of directions, and I'm maybe jack of all trades, master of none in some ways, and I'd like to be master of one, and maybe focus my skills a little better. So anyway, I'll be kind of reflecting on some of that stuff too, and sorry, something's bugging me here. There we go. Oh, whatever. So anyway, want to thank you guys for joining me, and you can expect that retrospective video sometime this weekend, probably Monday at the latest, but hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. All right, Happy New Year! Bye-bye. Oh no, not goodbye yet. I have to find the stop button first. I have to be ready to stop streaming. All right, now for real, bye-bye. Oh, and then it's going to ask me, okay.